Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey y'all, I'm JJ.
Hey guys, it's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests to share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
Hi!
Hello.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of
See you next Tuesday.
Amazing Perfect. That was not at all because I didn't know what we're calling this one again. So there we go.
In case you missed the announcement last week, we have changed our schedules. Votes will now go up on Tuesdays. Well, not the votes themselves. Who knows when they'll actually go up. The results will go up on Tuesdays on See You Next Tuesday. Fisting Friday will now be our talking catch-up episode. Don't Blame Me will be on Thursdays, but Am I Wrong will be on Mondays. I said that all out of order just to keep you on your toes.
I was like, I am not following, but you know what? That doesn't matter. That's
You
not
don't
my
need to.
problem. No. It's truly none of that is my problem.
Mm-hmm.
Except it is, no, because you're always going to be here. So therefore,
Right.
I always have someone to bounce it off of. But welcome. We are going to be reading the results of last week's episode of But Am I Wrong? The voting, we're getting back into the habit of it, but just know that someone had asked, being like, well, when are we supposed to like vote if the episodes come out Monday or whatever? We're still recording on Thursdays. That's like always when we record. So you don't have to worry that like I have to worry to make sure the votes are out on time, but it doesn't change how much time between you voting and like us recording or whatever. Like it's still that you guys don't have to stress about it. And to be fair, when was the last time I was consistent with uploading them?
That's why I said you never know.
Exactly. So it's not like it's like, oh shit, I'm so used to them going up on this day. Because that's not true. Because that would be great if you were, but you can't be because I've never been consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. Well, I'm so excited to discuss this because we finally entered into our Olympics hot takes.
Yes. And I have one coming up too.
So do I.
Because I kind of wonder
about.
if they're the same thing, but
they might be.
I
And if they are, we've done that before. We're like, when we share the same singular brain cell, we're not going to switch it up. We're going to combine those brain cells together to one super brain cell.
A supercell.
Exactly. Mitochondria, powerhouse of the cell. Okay.
All right. You're up first.
So this is for episode 108, if I'm not mistaken.
You're not.
Thank God. And first up, we have me. Megan thinks the Olympics should only be in a handful of cities forever. And 12% said I was wrong. 86% said I am not wrong. Someone said, not wrong. I've thought this for years. Very specifically, I think one of the cities should be Greece, origins and all that. Fair. You made this bed, now hump in it. Like, come on. That's a Love Island quote from our girl Serena, aka.
I didn't know if that had to do with the cardboard beds.
Well, I actually don't think they should hump in that because they are athletes and I think they'll strain something.
I've seen the rugby team was all jumping in the beds and stuff, so I think they can maintain.
Well, yeah. If I could have anyone on speed dial to call, like, hey, I need someone to back me in a fight, I'm calling the USA women's rugby team.
Alona,
I would love to be her friend.
Me too.
We're missing someone like that. We don't have an elite athlete in our mix. And like we do need to replace Mott's because there's only so much a former college D1 athlete can do.
Yeah.
It's all ego. Not a lot of
we'll talk about it more on you've already heard about it more on Fisting Friday.
Ooh. I love that. Someone else said I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're only hosting in cities with existing infrastructure from now on. I haven't heard that. I know that LA is saying that that's what they're going to do. And I would like to get everyone, I want you to take your hopes down because the existing infrastructure means that there is so many buildings across the county of Los Angeles. Nobody will be able to see anyone else. Everyone's going to be stuck in traffic.
Some of it's going to be if they do like they've done at the past Olympics that was in Los Angeles. Some of it was in the OC. Some of it was in what's the one over to the east?
San Bernardino?
Yeah. Like it was everywhere. It wasn't just LA.
No. And if anyone wants to see that image, just know that it is not to scale whatsoever.
No.
They make everything look so much fucking closer than they are.
60 miles away from the most north to the most south. It's like 60 miles away.
There are places there where if you are in traffic, it will take you 3 to 4 hours to get there.
They're going to have to take helicopters.
No, genuinely. And like, that's fucking crazy. So
there will not be one centralized Olympic village. They will have to have it split up by where you're performing.
And the Olympic Village, allegedly right now, is supposed to be at UCLA, which makes no sense. If you want to be central, at least do USC and attempt to be central. Like, it's just going to be crazy. So I think that like that, if that is the caveat that they're doing, they have to have existing infrastructure. I low-key kind of think that's somewhat worse because there is no city that is going to have the infrastructure to be able to do this level without completely ruining the whole, because like no one's gonna be able to get around anywhere. Like Mott's already talking about like we're gonna go out of town. Like everyone in LA is going out of town because you won't be able to get anywhere. There's no like specific, it's not like a whole specific area where it's like, oh well then you'll have the Olympic traffic this direction. There's standstill traffic when there's a concert at the Hollywood Bowl or there's a Dodger game. And you know what? They will be at the Dodger Stadium most likely. And who knows? Maybe they'll be doing coverage at the Bowl. Like it's just going to be such a shit show. So I think it's probably better to do it in rural places where there's not as many people. And then you can build housing there. They're not going to be able to do that.
That's why I said Fayetteville, Arkansas is the perfect place.
I wholeheartedly fucking agree with that. Someone else said this is a brilliant idea. Thanks, everyone. Definitely not wrong at all. No matter how much people would hate this, I feel like the Olympics being a closed event that's just streamed everywhere makes so much more sense. That way, these cities aren't being overwhelmed by hosting this huge event and they don't have the resources for. I honestly feel like it'd be a better experience for everyone. Yeah, that I agree with just so much because it's just not, as we've seen from Paris, I really hope LA is listening to make sure that we also have food for the athletes. It's just not the amount of money that you get that's supposed to be like, oh, it's supposed to help our economy and like build all of this housing or whatever. It's just, they're not, we saw with if you're not saying you have to build this much on housing and then you get this much small discretionary extra, they're not doing that. They allotted clearly far more for the Emily in Paris opening ceremony with them and their goddamn fake fashion show. Someone said she by Sheree.
Caught up on this fashion show.
No, Melissa, I'm like not okay. Like it was the French can now no longer tell me shit. I'm like, this is the cheesiest fucking corny shit ever.
Was
like
cheesy.
How chic. They're like, oh no, we are chic, we are fashion. Like No.
That, even the dancing, I was like, I could have done that.
No, Melissa, I was like, you didn't think about hiring actual dancers? Like, what was this? And I do know there's one girl who I have seen on TikTok a bunch who she dances at the Moulin Rouge, like in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And they were on this tiny little section of a dock, and she was like, we're going to fall off and die. And so I'm like, they can't even dance to their full potential because of this.
Also,
like,
it was raining.
Yeah, and they're in the poop river.
Like, everybody else likes to be in a stadium. Why did y'all think we needed a tour of Paris?
And with their stupid fucking drones. And I go, no. Stop with this wide angle lens because you're making everything look miniature. Like, it was
did
just
like the people that were in the little costume running around doing
Well, that
parkour.
was fun.
That was fun.
Well, because
that was
parkour is
also
always fun.
pre-taped until we got to when it switched to the lady on the horse. That was live, and then the man showed up later. But
you know what my biggest fear is? That the LA one is going to be like the opening of like the Emmys with like a James Corden in front of his studio, and there's going to be like a flash mob in front of like where like they stop their cars and like Harry Styles like pops out, and then there's like
both of those people are not
that.
American, so I'm not worried about either one of them.
For some reason, America fucking loves James Corden.
No, we're not allowing.
No, if it's keep James Corden away from the Olympics. That's my platform.
It'll be Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart.
First of all, you mean the two hardest working men in Hollywood at this point. Those men, no sleep. Get on a plane, go to Paris. I want you to commentary about all, like, I love it. I'm fucking here for it. And thankfully, the only other good thing is so many athletes live in LA that they won't actually have to stay in the village.
Yep, that's true.
But everyone watch out for the dating apps. Shit's about to go crazy.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
No, Melissa, shit's going to go wild. Because also, the athletes are like, we're in a city full of LA, hot people.
Yeah, that's true.
And, they always think like, oh, American girls, they're so loose. They're so like ready to like just bang. And you're like, okay.
What accent
that was my like mixed Australian and British, but it got a little caricature-y. So my apologies.
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a co-founder of the Go Kid Go Network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. During her journey, Isla meets new friends, including King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, and learns valuable life lessons with every quest, sword fight, and dragon ride. Positive and uplifting stories remind us all about the importance of kindness, friendship, honesty, and positivity. Join me and an all-star cast of actors including Liam Neeson, Emily Blunt, Kristen Bell, Chris Hemsworth, among many others, in welcoming the Search for the Silver Lining podcast to the Go Kid Go Network by listening today. Look for the Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode, we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, Or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
All right. Mine is Melissa thinks the national anthem should be sung at games at the skill level that the country is operating at the moment. Who is wrong? 8% said I was wrong. 92% said I was not wrong. Someone said this is honestly the realest thing I've ever heard, because if I'm being forced to listen to that song, I want to be entertained and have a little giggle. I need a meme-worthy moment, and that's what these performers are giving us. America takes itself too seriously, and it needs to be humbled. Agree.
I know who wrote that. I can just tell.
Someone else said this is funny as fuck, love it. Another person said, I think this is hilarious and I support it wholeheartedly. Another person said, nit wrong. Think it's supposed to be not, but I like to read it with that little accent. Nit wrong.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Hell yeah. Then we have writer number 1. Are they wrong for not loaning their unreliable car to a friend? 3% said the writer is wrong. 97% said the writer is not wrong. My dyslexia is on. It's on a new level today. Do you know what I learned yesterday, Melissa? What I finally figured out this whole time watching swimming in the Olympics, when it said leader, I said, damn, I didn't know Katie Ledecky's name was spelled that way. And then I saw it when a Chinese man was in the lead, and I went, oh, Meghan. And I finally realized.
Where is the key part coming from in leader?
I was like, damn, they're really just abbreviating her name, like Ledecky. And then the R part I didn't think about, because there's no R there. And I was like, well, she is the best, so good on them. Oops. So, Someone said, so not wrong, but I think Melissa is right. The person was hoping to get the writers a good car. Yeah, I now think that too, after you said it. Definitely not wrong at all. Either way, it's the writer's property and they can decide who gets to use it. Even the writer offering to drive their friend to and from work is extremely generous. Because the car is not in great condition, it's definitely in everyone's best interest to find another plan, because no matter what happens, everything falls back on the writer. And it would be a short-term solution regardless. Yep, agree. That's it.
Writer number 2. Are they wrong for not wanting to cover their tattoos as a bridesmaid to match the bride's aesthetic? 6% said the writer is wrong. 94% said the writer is not wrong. Someone said the writer is definitely not wrong for no longer wanting to be in the wedding, because if someone asked me to cover these tattoos I've spent hundreds of dollars on, I'd be pissed too. I didn't pay all this money to not show this shit off. I wonder if the bride's reasoning is personal preference, or if someone contributing to the wedding has stipulations they gave. Either way, it's a wild and rude as fuck to ask that of someone. When I was in a friend's wedding a year ago, we chose my dress specifically because it showed off all my tattoos, and her guests had nothing but good things to say. Very cool. That means you have a cool friend. And this person's friend is a loser.
Yeah. Like also in the words of the Democratic Party. It's weird.
I just want to say, I said it first.
No, it's also like so Aquarius coded. I was like, whoever came up with like the idea that we're just going to call the opposing party weird is like, it's high key like kind of the most insulting thing ever. I saw something, I was like, it's a very like underhanded, like very soft take. Like you could call them a lot worse. I go, no. This I actually think is perfect, because it's getting under their skin in a way. They're like, well, what do you mean by weird? Like you can't deny weird, because weird is such a subjective definition, and so like it makes them so like they're literally scrambling, and I love it.
I love it too, and I love that I said it first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think someone listens to the podcast, they figured it out, or there's another. You got an Aquarius.
Yeah. Another person said, "Writer, good on you for standing up for yourself. Bright is insane."
Facts.
And we're gonna do something we never usually do, but for some reason someone called in.
Oh, okay.
We don't do that on this show. Call-ins are only for Don't Blame Me. I will play this one time, but in the future, write in.
Yeah, don't worry if you're like, we're very good at decoding different accents as well as grammatical errors. You don't have to stress about your English being perfect if that's the reason. Oh well, no,
it's not.
Or you're dyslexic. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, Meghan and Melissa. Long time listener since you guys started the podcast. I called once when I was like 16 or 17.
You lied about your age.
I was actually probably, that doesn't matter. I'm calling about nope. I'm calling about a but am I wrong? Basically, just heard it super quick and wanted to chime in with my own advice. This is the girl whose friend Tiff, wanted her to cover up her tattoos at her wedding as a bridesmaid. I'm, like I said, I'm 23. I'm a tattoo artist. I'm a hand poke artist. And me and all of my friends have a good deal of tattoos. And I have never, ever been asked to cover up anything on my body by anyone. I used to do theater, and I'm sure, like Megan said, how one of her coworkers had to, like, get to set really early. Makeup that covers tattoos is extremely heavy, extremely cakey, really negative on the skin. Also, what I start to worry about is what if one of them has a fresher piece that, like, they don't necessarily know not to use something on it. Maybe the makeup has something that's
I can't even think
in
about
it.
that.
Maybe it has something that's oxidizing in it. If the tattoo is, like, less than a month old and the makeup has sunscreen in it, there's just so many different things that could potentially go wrong. And yeah, you're not getting paid for this. You're not, like, working on a fucking cruise ship as a dancer, and need to cover tattoos or something. So that's crazy. Like, in general, just up, down, top to bottom, super crazy. Love the podcast. And yeah, that's it. Love you, Megan. Love you, Melissa. And really appreciate how you guys always keep it real, and specifically when talking about, like, the genocide going on and stuff. This is not
Got you.
For
It's
the
pretty
rest
easy.
Of the world. This is just for you guys. You guys keep it very real. And in terms of, like, justice, you guys are doing it. Okay, this is 3 minutes. Bye.
I'm glad that we made the exception for Justice Rosen, because, like, you're lovely. You're great. No one else. No one else ever again. You're not supposed to. But I'm glad it wasn't like a... I can't hate you for not following the directions. Like, you're so kind and you're so nice and I love your vibe. And also, now add tattoo artists to the list of jobs that I'm loving when we find out our listeners have. When we're like, when we find out you're a teacher, we go, oh my God, medical professional? Oh my God, therapist? Oh my God, hairstylist? Because that's akin to therapist.
Yes.
Then, I'm so sorry, a tattoo artist didn't even think about the fact that there could be anybody listening who that's their job. Also, anytime anyone does science, archaeology, anything with working with gemstones, like this, like, what are they? I forget what their official title was, but they're in our Patreon and they work with rocks. If you have a cool job, let us know. And if you have a cool job, join our Patreon because we love talking about it. And if you have a not cool job, or if you got laid off, we're also supportive of that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you love Disney? Then you are going to love our hit podcast, Disney Countdown. I'm Megan, the Magical Millennial.
And I'm the Dapper Danielle.
On every episode of our fun and family-friendly show, we count down our top 10 lists of all things Disney. There is nothing we don't cover.
We are famous for rabbit holes, Disney-themed games, and fun facts you didn't know you needed, but you definitely need in your life. So if you're looking for a healthy dose of Disney magic, check out Disney Countdown wherever you get your podcasts.
Merry Christmas, everybody! My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the hosts of Christmas Countdown Show.
We're so thrilled to be bringing the merriment to you all this holiday season. On Christmas Countdown, we love to count down our top 10 favorite things related to the holiday season. That could be food, movies, music, everything that we all love about this massively merry good time. So wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you click that subscribe button. Eric, are you ready?
I am ready, and we hope that you are too. Merry Christmas, everybody! Let's go!
Hey everyone, join me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa DeMonts, for Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong?
Each week, we deliver 4 fun-filled shows.
In Don't Blame Me, we tackle our listeners' dilemmas with hilariously honest advice.
Then we have But Am I Wrong, which is for the listeners that didn't take our advice. Plus, we share our hot takes on current events.
Then tune in to see you next Tuesday for our listener poll results from But Am I Wrong?
And finally, wrap up your week with Fisting Friday, where we catch up and talk all things pop culture.
Listen to Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
My nomination for Wrong of the Week was Sticker Mule. 97% said Sticker Mule is wrong. 3% said they are not wrong. Hope that 3% was an accident. And someone said a lot of small creators use this service, like authors or artists or people who would just send little stickers with their stuff or giveaways at signing. So it's very business to business as opposed to people buying stickers to resell. So many of my friends are struggling to replace them, but doing it gladly because fuck these people. Oh, and we have our resident graphic design. Okay, I've used Sticker Mule before, and I have to tell clients that we will no longer be using them. It always feels like conservatives are busting a nut to expose themselves as Trump supporters because keeping it a secret, quote unquote, is killing them. Sticker making is definitely a girly pop activity and has no space for these Cheeto lovers to be fucking up the vibes. Make stickers liberal again. That's so funny. And it's true. Yeah, like it's like we like literally foaming at the mouth to be like, I have to let them know that I'm a conservative. Like it's killing me not to. And it's like,
Chill.
Okay. Chill out, Sticker Mule. Also, have you ever thought about being maybe Sticker Elephant? Elephant or fart? Let us know.
Yeah, I realized since I have on lipstick, it wasn't going to come out the way I wanted
Yeah,
it
it
to
was a little
come
squeaker.
out.
That's what Mott's
Yeah.
calls a little squeaker. It's also kind of balloony.
Yeah, if I didn't have on lipstick, it would be more elephant-like.
Hey, you don't have to defend. I think you're doing a wonderful job.
Thanks, Megan.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
You're up.
All right, then. My wrong of the week was Delta Airlines. 98% said Delta is wrong. 2% said Delta is not wrong. Someone said, fuck those bitches. Well, this isn't a direct response to this, but they used this moment to respond to this. This is a response to the ad-hating bitches. Fuck those bitches who are complaining about ads. In the realm of capitalism, nothing is free. They can calm the fuck down and skip through or buck up and pay for Patreon. Otherwise, they can keep their broke mouth shut. Okay. I'm gonna cut the last
No,
part.
don't cut it. Hey, don't censor our audience. Don't censor our audience. Hey, we didn't say it. We didn't say it. Here's the thing. I think complaining about something that is free, that is like choosing beggars behavior. You know?
Yeah. Yep.
And it might just be, oh my God, I just saw our little things at the bottom of our names. I love that.
They've been there since last week, been waiting for you to catch on.
Well, it's me. Of course it took a while. But yeah, like I just think there are sometimes if you know a podcast, like there are podcasts like maybe you just don't listen in your car when you can't, like if you have to skip through or whatever. But let us.
But please don't skip through.
Please don't skip. And also, you guys, I can't stress this enough. I have to get a new roof. Like, I have to get a new roof. We will not have a home insurance. Okay? So, like, please let us do more ads. Please don't skip the ads. Please buy the products. Please recommend us. Please, like, put in order the things from our ads and fill out that are from us. Like, that's who you heard about them. Even just go to their socials and be like, I heard about you from, like, this podcast, like we love it, can't wait to order, any of those things. Because again, I need to get a new roof. And we got one quote that was $19,000. We got another quote that's $32,000.
Jesus Christ.
So we're not doing that, okay? But we do need a new roof, everybody, before it starts raining.
That's true.
There's no hole in it though. Here's the fucking thing. I have a bone to pick with home insurance, and I'm not going to name which one this is because the home insurance we currently have, first of all, It's manned by an absolute stunner, a total hottie. And I'm never going to speak ill of the hots. Second, they do podcast ads, and I would love to be sponsored by them. But
well, you should say who it is then.
State Farm. Hey, sexy. Hey, State Farm. What's up? Huge fans of Jake from State Farm here as well.
They have done ads where we aren't reading.
No, I know. But they've done ones like where they have like host read ads.
Yeah.
And this is not like a State Farm issue. This is like a home insurance thing in general. It's a conspiracy theory that I have because we have not had, well, actually, now I think it'll shift. But for the last 2-ish or so years, we've had far less fires, and that's how they they hike up California home insurance, similar to Florida for having like hurricane or water not hurricane.
Hurricane.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, hurricane or other water related flooding ones. For California, you have fire home insurance, which is super fucking expensive. And it like goes up essentially every year because the risk goes up every year. But for the last 2 years, the risk hasn't gone up. Now we're back in fires. There's a lot of fires happening everywhere. But they were now making, and even one of the guys who came to like check on our roofs said that all of these home insurance companies, regardless of which one it is, are making people replace their roofs and saying they won't cover these things for insurance, even though they have minimum of 5 to 10 years left. They have to guarantee 20 years left. And they're like, I think it's because they can't hike up the prices for fire insurance. So they need to make money another way because they really count on California homeowners to pay way more in home insurance than like other places. And I was like, damn. So just saying. But I do need a new roof. Listen to our ads.
Yes, please. Another person also used this as an opportunity to share something that didn't have to do with the post.
I love that.
Me too. Whenever you guys read the review, I was thinking of myself while I was doing my master's. I went to a different country overseas knowing absolutely no one and leaving my boyfriend behind. At times I was lonely, but your podcast always made me feel like I had friends around. I don't know why I said that weird. You definitely helped me through this time, and now it's been a year since I've graduated. Truly, you've had such an impact on all of us listeners.
Oh,
thank you.
That is so kind, and congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Big brains listening. I love that.
Me too.
And you are our resident big brain, so Melissa relates to all of you.
Thank you for being here so I can feel at home.
I'm just in awe of all of you because I don't got one of those big brains.
It functioned.
No. Yeah, but it's just never big. And it's never been big. It's never going to be big. And, sometimes size doesn't matter. I have a funny brain.
It's the motion of the ocean.
Exactly. It's how it's firing off. And up here, 4th of July, all the time. But is that helpful or useful? Not always. Well, that's it for the results.
Before we close this out, I would like to promote something.
Oh my God, promote.
I can finally talk. I've talked about it more already in Fisting Friday, but I can finally talk about one of the things I've been working on.
Fuck yes.
And it is a werewolf web novel. And I would appreciate if you would all go to Read Addict. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but
first time saying it out loud. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been there.
READICT to download the app, and then find a book called In the Dead of Night, written by me. You'll see my name, and please leave a review, like it, add it to your stories. Greatly appreciate it. They're testing it out right now, and the more people that like it, then the sooner I can write the rest of it.
Oh, okay, great. We'll promote it on our Instagram too.
Yay!
Fuck yeah. Just
thank you.
Let me write that down so I remember.
One of the pluses of
is that what you sent to me?
Yes. And one of the pluses of joining our Patreon is that get to know you on a different level. And I let our resident werewolf fanatic know first.
I was gonna say, she will be very upset if she. I was like, is she discovering this from here? Because that would be such a cruel and unusual punishment to her.
I let her know. Actually, after you. So she was like 5 on the list.
Great. Well, we hope y'all enjoyed. Don't forget to vote for next week's or this current week's episode. And we will see you next Tuesday.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Welcome to the small town of Chinook, where faith runs deep and secrets run deeper. In this new thriller, religion and crime collide when a gruesome murder rocks the isolated Montana community. Everyone is quick to point their fingers at a drug-addicted teenager, but local deputy Ruth Vogel isn't convinced. She suspects connections to a powerful religious group. Enter federal agent V.B. Lauro, who has been investigating a local church for possible criminal activity. The pair form an unlikely partnership to catch the killer, unearthing secrets that leave Ruth torn between her duty to the law, her religious convictions, and her very own family. But something more sinister than murder is afoot, and someone is watching Ruth. Chinook, starring Kelly Marie Tran and Sanaa Lathan. Listen to Chinook wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, this is Rob Benedict.
And I am Richard Spate. We were both on a little show you might know called Supernatural.
It had a pretty good run, 15 seasons, 327 episodes.
And though we have seen, of course, every episode many times, we figured, hey, now that we're wrapped, let's watch it all again.
And we can't do that alone, so we're inviting the cast and crew that made the show along for the ride. We've got writers, producers, composers, directors, and we'll of course have some actors on as well, including some certain guys that played some certain pretty iconic brothers.
It was kind of a little bit of a left field choice in the best way possible.
The note from Kripke was, he's great, we love him, but we're looking for like a really intelligent Duchovny type.
With 15 seasons to explore, it's going to be the road trip of several lifetimes. So please join us and subscribe to Supernatural Then and Now.
I'm Laura Cathcart-Robbins, and I'm the host and creator of Only One in the Room podcast. Every week, my co-host Scott Slaughter and I invite you to join us for an hour and lose yourself in someone's incredible Only One story. We talk to the realest of real people, dealing with issues like infertility, addiction, human trafficking, and body shaming. Oh, and we want to be fair, so we talk to some celebrities too. Oscar winners, New York Times bestselling authors, supermodels, and even the most decorated U.S. Winter Olympian. Everyone is invited to share their Only One story with our listeners. This podcast is for anyone who has ever felt alone in a room full of people, which is to say that this podcast is for everyone. Download Only One in the Room wherever you listen to podcasts today.